Web3 visual content creator, crypto trader, and educator. With a passion for the world of cryptocurrency, he uses his creative skills to produce engaging, educating, and informative visual content related to the crypto and blockchain space. His content aims to simplify complex concepts and make them more accessible to a broader audience. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Juliet. So his nickname is Crypto Oracle. And that's what is mostly known as in the space. So Crypto Oracle, we're ready to have you now, sir.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Please, am I audible?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Good evening, guys. My name is Abdul Samad, as I have been introduced already, so I don't want to waste much time doing the introduction. So I create Web3 content on social medias basically to educate Africans about Web3 and the blockchain technology in general. All right, so today we are going to be going into crypto airdrops. Crypto airdrops is actually something that you should, if you are a newbie, or if you don't have if you don't have much capital, crypto airdrops is something you should actually venture into. It is something almost everyone I know actually started with in the crypto space. This is something that actually make you a good amount of capital to do other things in the crypto space. So I want you to actually pay attention to this, because you're going to learn a lot from this session, and you should be able to actually take some steps on your own from regarding airdrop after this session. So I'm going to be sharing my slide now, and share screen. Okay, yeah. I think I should share this. So can you see my slide?
Yes, I can.
All right. So basic introduction has been done, and let's move straight to crypto airdrop. Now, in this course, this is what I'm going to actually explain. I'm going to introduce us to airdrop, right? So what are airdrops? How much can you make from airdrops? How can you become eligible for crypto airdrops? What are retroactive airdrops? There are a lot of scams in airdrop. So how can you actually filter out the scams in airdrop? How can you actually find crypto airdrop? What are the tools that you need to farm or spot potential airdrop? And there's going to be a bonus method. I think Sharp Academy has actually been doing that a lot, because I saw that they've been doing giveaway. So the giveaway method is actually a way of actually making money in crypto also, just participating in some giveaways and winning some amount of money, right? So the giveaway method is going to be mentioned as well. Then we are going to conclude this session. Now today we are going to stop at how to become eligible for airdrop, and tomorrow we are going to start from scams in airdrop and how to find airdrop and others, right? So next slide. Okay, so everything has been done. Introduction has been done. Okay, so before we begin, one thing I want you to know is that airdrops actually takes time. Airdrops takes time. Now, one of the airdrops I got this year was the Arbitrum airdrop, and I have actually been doing things on Arbitrum since 2022, like I think Q3 or Q4 2022, and they did the airdrop this year. That is an example of you knowing that airdrop actually takes time. Now, there is also other potential airdrops that we're going to go into. That there's also some other potential airdrops that are going to go into, like ZK Sync, that we've actually been farming since like the beginning of this year, and they might actually not do an airdrop till next year, or probably Q4 of this year, right? So you should be ready to put in a huge number of hours per day or per week, right, when you are trying to make money with airdrop. Because remember, you are trying to make money with almost zero capital. You are trying to make money with a very minimum amount of money. You're trying to make good money with a very minimum amount of money. So you need to actually give something for the money you don't have. And in this case, it is time. So you need to actually give your time to this, right? Now, this is a journey of you making, let's say, your first $1,000 without, for those that haven't made up to that yet, actually. So this is a journey of you making, let's say, your first $1,000 without investing huge capital in the crypto space, without investing huge amount of money in the crypto space, right? So get a book, get a pen, get ready to dive into the world of airdrop. And one more thing, nothing is actually guaranteed. Now, in airdrop, there is what we call speculation. Most of the time, we actually speculate this project that would do an airdrop. We actually try to, there are a lot of criteria that we check to know if a project has the potential to do an airdrop, but it is never guaranteed. Now, before Arbitrum did airdrop this year, they have been saying it on their socials that there is no airdrop, you're not going to do airdrop. But yet, people still farmed Arbitrum airdrop. People still actually participated in stuff that would make them eligible for the airdrop if Arbitrum decides to do an airdrop. And this is because we've actually seen some things in Arbitrum that made us know that there is a possibility of Arbitrum doing an airdrop, right? But just put it at the back of your mind that nothing is guaranteed. Any project you are farming for airdrop, there is nothing guaranteed that would, there is no guarantee that they would actually do an airdrop, right? But your chance of making money if you put in the work and time is extremely high. Trust me, if you put in the work and time in airdrop, your chance of making good money is extremely high. So, like I said, nothing is guaranteed, and obviously this is not a financial advice, but this is just an educational session. So any action you take at the end of this course should be because you understand what you are doing and you actually understand the scope of airdrop. So now let me just actually say a small story. Let me just actually mention this a little bit. This year, I actually did like 2 airdrops. I actually got like 2 airdrops so far, I think, that are actually above $500. Let me say it like that. Actually above $500. The first one is Arbitrum, and the second one is Sui. Now, I want to use these two as an example because they actually had a different method in the way the airdrop was actually done. Now, Arbitrum did something that is actually common in the airdrop space, something that we actually look forward to being the criteria for airdrops, which is participating in their mainnet, which I'm going to explain more on when we get to the retroactive airdrop part. And Sui, what they did was a pre-sale. And in crypto, we have pre-sale like normally. I'm sure it should have been explained. Pre-sale should have been explained to you during one of the previous sessions. So Sui actually did kind of a pre-sale, but we know it is an airdrop. But because they have a Nigerian co-founder, and the way they were saying no airdrop, they actually had to like use that style. And a lot of people actually farmed for Sui airdrop. So doing airdrop directly using testnet would have been a disaster. Trust me. They won't want to be sharing $50 to everybody that actually participated in that criteria then. So they had to find a way to actually do it, to actually contain the number of people that will actually get the airdrop. That was why they used the pre-sale method, right? So how did I make over 2 million naira from Arbitrum and Sui airdrop? When Sui did the pre-sale, the slot was for, I think, $45. Yes, $45. And they gave us 1,500 Sui tokens. Right? When Sui launched, Sui was around $1.2 per one. The same day they actually like distributed the pre-sale. So that was about 1,700 ish or 1,500 when I sold, because I sold at a very low price, maybe $1 or something. So that was like 1,500. And for Arbitrum, the criteria was actually very simple. Actually, I don't know if I can share this second slide, which is actually like the criteria Arbitrum used. So it is a retroactive method, which I'm going to explain when we get to the retroactive part. So that is it on that. I don't want to waste much time. Now let's go to the main reason why we are here. What are airdrops? Airdrops are free tokens that are distributed by projects to incentivize or reward early supporters and users. So this is a project named Arbitrum, and they want to actually give reward to people as a okay, thank you for actually using our products very early. Maybe they create their product, let's say January this year. They create their project January this year. So they want to actually give people that actually used the project early, maybe January, maybe the first 3 months, January, first 3 months. They want to actually give them something as a thank you for using our projects very early, or thank you for being our early supporter. Right? In the case of testnet, they actually give airdrop as a thank you for testing out our project. Thank you for telling us where to improve on our project. Right? But why do crypto projects actually give out free money? Why do they give out free token? What exactly is the point of airdrop? The first reason is to attract users or to create a kind of marketing hype. Right? The first one here is pre-announcement rumor. In the case of Arbitrum, people actually started using the platform. People started bridging into the chain when they saw that there is a potential for airdrop. Right? So in turn, this actually brought about increase in revenue for Arbitrum, because a lot of people are actually farming this airdrop. A lot of people are actually putting money into this mainnet project, a new project for that matter. But people actually saw the potential of it having airdrop or distributing token. So people are actually bringing in money. People are actually bridging into this project. So this is a way of attracting users or creating a marketing hype. And this was even before they did their drop. But people saw that okay, there's a potential that this project is going to do an airdrop. So they just brought in their money, bridged into the project, and started using it. So that is like a pre-announcement airdrop under attracting users. Now we have the post-announcement. Right? So this is when a project has actually announced that okay, we are going to be doing airdrop, right, to so and so people. Even after they've announced the criteria, some people will still, because once a project announced the criteria or announces the criteria they will use for airdrop, anybody participating in that project won't qualify for the airdrop again. There is something called snapshot. This is where they take how do I put it? Like, this is where they take an overview of everybody that has actually qualified for the airdrop. So once they've done that snapshot, anything you do after that point won't count. You won't get the airdrop, right? But still, people will actually still use this project even after they've announced the airdrop criteria. So this is a sort of like this is like a marketing hype for airdrops, right? The second is distributing tokens to community. In the case of Arbitrum token was also a governance token. Now, governance token means the investors or the random investors actually have power over the token. They actually want to take core decisions over the token. So they vote on important decisions regarding the token, right? So when they actually distribute these free tokens to people, they distribute it to kind of spread out the governance, to kind of make it decentralized, to kind of allow random users have power over the token so that you'll be able to vote. But people actually sell this token to cash out the money because it is the money they are after if you are hunting for a drop, right? But this is also a kind of mentality that is in the project. They believe they are distributing this token to the community as a kind of governance token and all. And the third method is to avoid legal issues. This is common with projects that are actually in the United States. They used to have problem with the SEC in terms of, is your project a security or not? In the case of XRP, I think they won that lawsuit already that XRP is not a security. But to avoid a situation where the SEC would actually say your project is a security and blah blah blah, US project actually do airdrop. So they know once they distribute their token, it won't be considered as a security anymore. So to avoid legal issues, projects actually do airdrops too. So these are three main points of airdrop. These are three main reasons why projects actually run an airdrop. Now, how much can you make from airdrop? This is actually something that depends on how how you can actually work and how much time you can actually dedicate to running airdrop. The most recent airdrop was Akram. I think Akram is an online on-chain analysis tool. Yeah, on-chain analysis tool. So Akram's criteria was very, very, very simple. You don't have to spend one kobo on that airdrop. It was very simple. What they just did was they gave points to people. You know, when you register on a new platform or like Akram, they actually don't have a way of you bringing in funds, like you depositing and all of that. So what they did was just invite your friends to come and use to register on Akram, to use Akram, and they gave people points for referring friends. So after referring, they gave them points, and when they were ready to do the points, they just converted the to do the airdrop. They just converted the point to tokens and they distributed the tokens. So the amount you can make from airdrop is from, like, let me say, if you put in the work, $500 minimum up to $20,000. To be honest, if you put in the work, you can make that much from airdrop, right? So the potential is limitless. You just have to put in the time, to dedicate the time, and to ensure you are doing the correct thing, right? So okay, now this is it. This amount here, I don't know. Okay, this amount here is from I think one wallet that got this amount here. So 1 inch they did airdrop and it was worth $1,000 per wallet. That is, every wallet that actually qualified for 1 inch airdrop was $1,000. I think Arbitrum was $800 because I got the minimum value, which is the minimum amount of token I was distributed, and it was around $800 when I sold. So Arbitrum was around $800, right? Up was $500. So as you can see, the minimum year is 500. The minimum amount is like $500. Although some projects, I think Akram was around 3 something or 200 and something, but that is the amount that depends on the amount of people you actually refer. But the minimum, I think, was 10 referrals and they got like $200 plus, right? So it actually depends on how you can actually put in the work. And there is something we call farming airdrops. So when you farm airdrops, you can actually use multiple wallets to participate in airdrops, multiple accounts. So when you are getting this airdrop, you're not getting it on one account, you're getting it on 2, 3, 4, 5 accounts, depending on how much wallet or how much accounts you actually open, right? So yeah, so that is it. I want to show you this Arbitrum criteria, but let me see if I have to stop this screen sharing, then share that. Okay. So can you see that screen, Arbitrum airdrop? Is that what you can see now?
See it.
Arbitrum, right? Can you see the Arbitrum screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the wallet I got Arbitrum on, and you see I've claimed already. So my wallet is connected here, and this was the simple criteria they used. The first one is for me to either bridge into Arbitrum or Arbitrum Nova. So Arbitrum 1 is like the governance, the blockchain now, the governance one. And this Arbitrum Nova, I think it is the first one. Actually, I've never used this Arbitrum Nova before. This is the most common one, or the most popular one, Arbitrum 1. So I actually bridged into Arbitrum 1. How much did I bridge? I think I bridged $12 into Arbitrum 1 then.
Okay,
then they said what do you say? Okay, please unmute yourself. Please mute your mic. Sorry, mute your mic. Please mute your mic. So transaction over time. They said to have conducted transaction during 2 distinct months. So this means me trading on Arbitrum in January and me trading on Arbitrum in February. So that is just the 2 distinct months, Bridge into Arbitrum, conducted transactions in 2 distinct months. And the third one is to have conducted at least 4 transactions, right? So if in January I actually converted from, maybe I used a decentralized exchange on Arbitrum and I actually swapped from like Ethereum to USDC and USDC back to Ethereum, because that is what I actually do whenever I'm farming for airdrop. I don't buy tokens that will actually dump on me or something. So I just trade between USDC or USDT and Ethereum. So Me just converting my funds from Ethereum to USDC and converting back from USDC or USDT back to Ethereum, that is 2 transactions. And come back February, do the same thing, that is 4 transactions. So just those 4 transactions after I have breached into Arbitrum, and those 4 transactions are in 2 distinct months, that is actually what got me $800 from Arbitrum. And I actually breached with like $12 or so. Right? So this is just to show you that you actually don't need to bring in $50 or $100 or $200 to actually make money from airdrop. You just have to get positioned tactically. You have to do this with a tactics, which I'm going to show you in this course. So you need to get positioned in a way that they won't mark you as a side bill, and no matter the criteria they want to use, you are going to get the airdrop. Right? So that is it. And this was the Swiss subscription screenshot. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Okay, yeah, you can. So this was the Swiss subscription screenshot. So it is like a pre-sale. Just come deposit your money. They sold the tokens to us at 0.03, and we sold at 1 point something. So you can do the calculation yourself. And we got 1,500 token at 0.03, which is like $45, and we sold at over $1,500. Right? Within how many days? I think within a week. We actually subscribed like a week before they actually launched the token. Right? So this is to show you that you don't need much money, and you just have to get positioned tactically. Right? So let me go back to the slide. Okay. Now, how much you can get from airdrop, why crypto projects do airdrop, and all of those basic things. Now, what is the strategy to become eligible for airdrop? What is the strategy to become eligible for airdrop? The first one is mainnet wallet activity. Now, every project actually has a unique criteria, like I just showed you. The way Arbitrum did it is different from the way Sui did it. It's different from the way Akram did it. But what are the common strategy that we've seen over the years? What are the ways we've seen projects actually do airdrop over the years? The first one is mainnet wallet activity, just like I showed you on Arbitrum. So this is when you consistently use blockchain protocols. And by consistently, to be honest, 2 transactions per month is okay for like 3 months, and you've consistently used a blockchain protocol. Now, the reason why most of these airdrop I'm actually showing you are blockchains because I actually prefer airdrops coming from blockchains. Now, there's one important criteria to look for in a project that you think might actually do an airdrop. And that criteria is that, did that project raise money? Did that project raise money? Did they raise fundings from venture capitals, from investors, and the likes? Did that project, if you see a project that actually raised anything above 50 million, just know there's a possibility that an airdrop is coming. It is as simple as that. So the next thing after seeing that type of project is to look for the unique criteria that is related to that project that you think that project might use, and then you get positioned using that unique criteria. So the most important thing, if you are hunting for airdrop and your project you're hunting for does not have money, where are they going to give you money from? It is as simple as that. So if you see a project that has actually raised anything above 50 million, just know there's a possibility, because they cannot keep that money to themselves. They need this for marketing, and airdrop is actually a marketing strategy. So consistent use of blockchains and protocols is basically the mainnet wallet activity. So wallets are actually required to have history and sometimes assets over a particular amount of dollars. In the case of Arbitrum, so people that got up to $10,000, there are people that got up to $10,000 on Arbitrum airdrop, and that is because there is this third criteria, or let me say this criteria that they have assets worth over a particular amount of dollars, or the traded assets worth over a particular amount of dollars. If you check the screenshot, the previous Arbitrum Foundation stuff I showed, you see that there are some that there are some criteria that said if you've conducted transactions over 6 distinct months. Now, if you've conducted transactions over 6 distinct months, you have a chance of earning more than either conducted within 2 distinct months. If you conducted during 9 distinct months, you are going to earn more than either conducted in 2 distinct months. I did at least 4 transactions. There are people that did up to 10 transactions. They got more money than me. There are people that did up to 25. They got more money than me. There are people that did up to 100. They got more money than me. There is transaction value. How much did you trade in total? Did you trade up to $10,000 in volume? And this one is actually like simple to do if you have huge funds. But because you don't need huge funds, and we are actually not farming with huge funds, transaction value sometimes doesn't really count for us, right? So we just have to ensure we transact frequently, and we actually do at least 4 transactions most times, at least 4 transactions. So if you have a good history and you trade up to a certain amount of volume, this is a main net criteria. You know, the more consistent you are over the long term, the more you trade. These are the stuff that will actually distinguish you when it comes to mainnet wallet activity. The second one is community participation. Now, this is where they actually give reward to people that actually participate, probably in their Twitter space, Discord chat rooms. We've seen projects do this a lot of times. This one is even common on Twitter. You'll just see join our space, we'll be giving a token that has not been launched though, and they'll say join our space, we'll be giving you 500 worth of this token, or $500 worth of this token, stuff like that. And on this project, Elements 5, we actually saw them give airdrop to people for actually just saying GM in the Discord chat during the early days. So there is a way they did it. During they also went to check the early days. Who are the people that are actually OG? Who are the people that actually joined this community very early? Who are the people that actually sent the message GM very early into this project? And they actually gave these people airdrop. Right? So that is the community participation. Are you active on their Twitter space? Are you active in their Discord chat room? These are the things some projects actually use to actually give airdrop. And the third one, which is also kind of related to the main net wallet activity, is the beta testing or testnet. Now, this one is also common in blockchain projects. Now, I love blockchain project airdrops because they actually do raise money. Sui raised money, Arbitrum raised money, ZK Sync raised money, Polygon ZK EVM. Polygon has money already. I'm telling you some project that would probably do an airdrop very soon. ZK Sync, Polygon ZK EVM, right? So beta testing just means you actually testing the project before they come to mainnet. Now this one is like the one that you need $0 for. $0. You don't need any money at all. And this one is actually common in layer 2 blockchains. I don't know if blockchain has been explained to us, and I don't really want to go deep into layer 1 and layer 2 blockchain. But projects like Ethereum is a layer 1 blockchain. Projects like Arbitrum is a layer 2 blockchain. Yeah, Arbitrum is a layer 2 blockchain. So layer 2 blockchains are blockchains that actually scale layer 1. And most of the time, beta testing is common in layer 1 blockchain. Beta testing is common in layer 1 blockchain. Mainnet wallet activity is common in layer 2 blockchain. In the case of Arbitrum, it is a layer 2 blockchain. That is why mainnet wallet activity is actually the criteria. In the case of ZK Sync, it is a layer 2 blockchain. That is why the possible criteria is going to be a mainnet wallet activity. The reason is because layer 2 blockchain can actually work without their token. Because they are actually built to scale Ethereum, to actually work with Ethereum. Layer 2 blockchains are built to work with Ethereum, to support Ethereum blockchain, right? So layer 2 blockchains, they can actually launch without their own token. So when they launch, they can use Ethereum as their gas fee token, Ethereum on their blockchain, of course, or as that. In the case of Arbitrum, even up to now, if you want to pay gas fee on Arbitrum, you will still use Ethereum on Arbitrum because the Arbitrum token is a governance token. So most of these layer 2 blockchains, they actually do use mainnet wallet activity. So if you are looking at ZK Sync, Polygon, ZK EVM, they are layer 2 and they are going to use, most likely you're going to use mainnet wallet activity. But beta testing or testnet are common with layer 1 blockchain. An example of layer 1 blockchain that I'm looking as to do airdrop is Celestial blockchain. Sui is also a layer 1 blockchain. Aptos is a layer 1 blockchain. Aptos did airdrop last year. It was around 1,000, and that's another criteria I'm going to talk about. They did not even use, okay, they used their beta testing, but it was even smaller than people that actually did something very simple, something very, very simple, which I'm going to talk about very soon. So mainnet wallet, beta testing, community participation. Let's talk about something else, which is okay, minting an NFT. Yes, this is it. Something very, very simple. That is what Aptos used. So they just came, they came to their Twitter one day and they said people should mint this free NFT. Free NFT. You are not paying 1 cent. People did not pay 1 cent for that NFT. So they just came and said people should mint this free NFT as a, what did they even use then? I'll look for that tweet and I'll send it to the group after the class. So they just said people should mint this free NFT, and it was limited. So people started minting. Free, for free. People started minting. And when they launched the token, they said, if you have this NFT, the NFT people minted for free, then you are eligible to claim so amount of Arbitrum. And when people claimed, it was worth over $1,300. So people minted something for free and it gave them $1,300. So this is also a criteria that you should watch out for. If you see a project and they tell you to mint something, mint it. Or if you see a project that has money now, not a project that wants to take your money. If you see a project that has money, that you've seen that they raised a good amount of token, I'm going to send some, probably tomorrow, I'm going to show you some websites that you can actually check if a project actually has money or if they raised money. So if you see a project that actually raised money from venture capitals, and they ask you to mint an NFT or to do something very simple, please do it. They know a lot of people. I faded this Aptos because I was like, oh, why do I need to mint this NFT? Because I did something else. I did the note, which you're going to talk about. So I said, why do I need to mint this free NFT? Well, I don't have time, Jerry. And that was how I missed out on an extra $1,300 from Aptos. Now, the unique criteria, number 5 now, is participating in governance. In the case of Arbitrum, they launched their governance token later. So governance is where you can, create proposals, where you can actually vote on activities that are actually pertaining to that blockchain, where you can actually have a say in things actually happening on that blockchain. And in this case, most of the time, the project would have launched their token already. There are some projects that they will not give airdrop when they are launching their token initially. So they want people to relax that, that means they are not doing airdrop. That means airdrop is not coming from this project. But then they are actually looking at some other things. They're actually looking at people that actually, purchased a little amount of that token and are actually active in their governance. Are you voting on this? Are you giving your say on this? Projects actually want to reward people that they believe actually helped the project or will help the project. So are you participating in governance? Are you voting? Are you commenting on the governance proposals? Are you creating governance proposals? All of these things are stuff that can actually qualify for qualify you for airdrop. In this case, the project would have probably created their token already. And another method is to run a testnet node or validator. Last year, I did over 5 nodes. I think I did over 5 nodes. And this actually requires a little bit of coding. But when we get to where you can see airdrop, I'll show you some accounts and some communities that you can join that have actually made this simple, right? So this account will create guides, they'll create threads, they'll create videos. In my case too, I create videos. They'll create videos on how you can actually do these things step by step. So what you have to do is to watch the video and actually follow the step one by one, follow what they are doing one by one. So in the case of Node, they will actually give you the code you do. So it's just like you just copy and you paste. most of the time, right? So if you run Node is actually a blockchain kind of, how do I explain Node to you now? Using very simple terms. Okay, Node is actually when you in blockchain, there's something we call validator. So these are people that actually validate transactions, right? So whenever there is a block transaction, we call them block actually. So when there's a block, it needs someone to actually validate the transaction and check that everything is computer actually, everything would just work with smart contracts. But they're actually accounts, they're actually people behind their accounts, they're actually people behind that coding, right? So to become a testnet validator, you have to create you have to create a node to validate these transactions on that particular blockchain. And this is also common with layer one blockchains, right? So this is common with blockchains like Celestial. They've not done a drop, sha. Celestial, I did Celestial, then I did Aptos, a lot of projects then I did Node for. So in this case, they would give people money. They'll give money, they'll give airdrop to people that actually did run the node or validate transactions. So this is also another way of them believing you actually helped the token or you helped the project and you deserve to be compensated, right? So testnet airdrops are actually becoming more and more rare because of cyber attack. Because they believe, when you're not spending money on something, you just have to use the time. Then I had like 10 Sui accounts. To be honest, I had over 10 Sui accounts. I'll show you probably tomorrow, or let me see if I can collect my Chrome now. I have over 10 different Sui wallets on different Chrome browsers to farm for Sui airdrop because I know it is free. I'm not spending one kobo. If they do $1,000, that's $10,000 soft. So I actually spent the time on that project because I know they will do an airdrop. The funniest thing is just that I am not the only one that had over 10 accounts, over 1 million people. So they cannot compensate all of us. So they actually had to use another method for their airdrop, right? So running a testnet node, minting an NFT, participating in governance, beta testing or testnet, community participation, mainnet wallet activity. These are actually ways you can get positioned for an airdrop. These are actually strategies you can use to get positioned for airdrop. So the next thing now is scams in airdrop. Now on Thursday, I think the session is on Thursday. I am actually going to show you, we are going to participate in airdrop live together. I'm going to show you ZK Sync. I'm going to show you some other projects. I think I have some here. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to show you base. I'm going to show you Celestial. I'm going to show you a little bit on Celestial. I'm going to show you on Scroll ZKP. And I'm going to show you some other tools that you can actually use for airdrop, which is website like layer 3, like Guild. Because that Guild, I remembered for Arbitrum. Arbitrum is actually a very, very good project. They actually did airdrop to almost everybody if you used any of the criteria. Now, if you did Guild, then that Guild had a kind of, that Guild website is a kind of website that they have like steps you should do. They have things you should do. You should follow one by one. So then you'll be able to claim a role on the Discord or mint an NFT as a proof that you actually completed those tasks. So if you did the Guild task, then you will still qualify for the Arbitrum airdrop because most of the things in the Guild tasks requires you to actually to actually bridge into Arbitrum and to actually perform transaction. So the way they did the Guild task, you will not be able to complete it once in a month. There are some things you have to do the second month too. So they did it strategically. They've actually planned the airdrop well from scratch that even if you do guide tax or you still qualify, even if you actually focus on the mainnet activity or you still qualify. So they actually did this in a way that they planned to actually give out that money to the community, right? So that is on other tools that you can use for airdrop. I think we still have time. Let me just show you some of the tools. Let me go to the website and out linear. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then Gauzy. Yep. Let me share my screen. Okay. Is this Gauzy? Okay, yeah, this is it. So let me just show you some of the tools. And tomorrow, apart from doing scams in AirDrop, we have a lot of things to actually cover. We have a lot of things to cover. How to find AirDrops, communities, websites, a lot of things to cover actually. So let me just show you linear and guide. Let me see. Share screen. Okay. 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 I can't see it here. Where is it? Why is it not showing? Okay. So guide, share screen. Okay, yeah. So this is a website. This is a tool that you can actually use to farm for airdrop. Now, this one is a project called Linear. Although they've not said anything about the airdrop, but there's a possibility that they will still reward users. Actually, I think they've launched it already. I actually did not even follow up. But let me just go to the main website. So this is just an example of what you have to do, Sham. So you actually complete the verification that you're not a bot, and then some secret requirements. Because let me just try to log in. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So this is just a criteria. Let me just show you now. And when it's Thursday, I would plan well for the airdrops we will do and all of that. And it's going to be easy to just show you everything. So you just have to complete this one now. Is just two things. And if you do these two things, most of the time, these secret requirements would have some things that will actually qualify you for the airdrop. So you just have to do it well and ensure you get probably a reward or something. Now, this one has over 126k. This is even a very small number of people to give airdrops to. Arbitrum that gave $800 minimum gave to over 600,000 people. Over 600,000. So this is a very small amount of members to give airdrop to. Very, very small. So if you see a project that has money and you are seeing 126k people, do the airdrop or do the task, because if the number is no more than this 126k, trust me, they can actually give $2,000, $3,000 to people. Right? So tomorrow we are going to move to scams website you can use, and on Thursday we are actually going to show practical example of participating in airdrop. We are going to do mainnet wallet activity. We are going to do beta testing, and you'll see a similarity between this mainnet wallet activity and beta testing, because most of the time it is actually the same thing that we're going to be doing. It's just that one requires money, one does not require money. So we're going to do mainnet wallet activity. We're going to do the beta testing. We might meet an NFT if I see a project that requires minting an NFT before Thursday. Run a node. This one will take time, but I'll just show you some process. I'll just show you the basic things you need to know, and from there we are going to move on, right? So thank you so much. I hope you learned something from this session, and that will be all for today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Oracle, Crypto Oracle. So, guys, it's time for questions. We have just 5 minutes to drop your questions, meaning we are going to, Crypto Oracle is going to start attending to your questions at exactly 7 p.m. Please mute your mic. Please ask your questions now. Ask your questions. And at exactly 7 p.m., your questions will be answered. Just ask questions related to what he taught us today. If I see any question not related, I'm going to delete it. Okay. Uh, I think the questions are set. So, Mr. Oracle, can you please attend to the questions asked?
Okay, let me
Okay,
start.
let me.
The first one is obvious. Okay, so someone said, for testnet, is it a must to have a system? Now, for airdrops in general, it works
It
best.
works. Oracle, it seems your mic is low.
It's actually good.
Actually.
Oh, so is it better now?
Yeah, it's fair.
Okay, so
I'm coming.
right. So why am I getting feedback?
We can't hear you, please.
Oracle, your mic is off. Like we can't hear you.
You can't hear me at all.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, okay. So the first question here says, or let me see the first one I can. For the test net, is it a must to have token? Now, for airdrops in general, it kind of works best if you actually have a system. And there is a reason for that. Most of the time we actually use MetaMask, or let me say for layer 2 blockchain, we use MetaMask because it is an EVM chain, and most of the layer 2s are actually scaling Ethereum. So EVM means Ethereum virtual machine, which means they actually like work with Ethereum, right? So most of these projects actually use Ethereum, and to to connect your wallet on mobile sometimes it's actually a lot of work when you're using MetaMask. So it's advisable to have MetaMask on system as an extension to do airdrop. It's going to be a bit challenging if you're actually using just your phone to farm for airdrops, to farm for some airdrops. Now, in the case of Sui now, Sui is a layer 1 blockchain, and they have their own wallet and all. They did not, I don't even think up to now, I don't think they have a mobile wallet. It is just that Sui wallet extension. Now, to install an extension on your phone, you need to use a type of browser. There are alternatives to everything for mobile phone. Even a note, you can actually kind of do it on your phone. But it is simpler and more easy to actually do it on your system or to use a system, right? So that is it. So if you have a system, it is an added advantage, but you can actually do it with your phone. It might just be a little bit challenging. How do you know if a project is from a blockchain? The question should actually be, how do you know a project is a blockchain? And it is actually not hard. If you go to their Twitter, if it's a blockchain, they will tell you that, okay, we are building a layer 1 blockchain to solve so, or we are building a layer 2 blockchain to scale Ethereum up. It is actually kind of obvious. You will know a project that is actually a blockchain, and you know a project that is actually building on a blockchain, which are just like small projects. Let me say I won't say small projects. I'll just say project that are actually building on a blockchain. In this case, they can be a decentralized exchange. It can be a DeFi farming protocol. It can be any DeFi project basically, but it's actually going to build on a blockchain. But I prefer to actually do a project that is actually a blockchain itself, if you understand what I mean. So, cannot airdrop be farmed? Yes, all airdrop can be farmed, but in some case, okay. So, but in some case, you might actually not have funds to actually do multiple wallets. In the case of mainnet stacks now, you might actually not have a lot of money to actually farm multiple wallets. So you just have to manage your small $20, your small $30 to actually farm the airdrop so that you'll be able to withdraw something. Because at the end, even if you farm with like $30, the money you will spend might not be up to $5 for the gas fee, and you'll be able to collect the rest, right? But to sometimes perform a lot of transactions, you just need to actually leave the money in the wallet. When you come back next month, be able to use it. So because you are trying to minimize costs and to maximize profit, you might actually not be able to farm on some airdrop because of the amount involved. But if it is a test net project, if you can do 20 wallets, please do it, my brother. So do existing blockchain do airdrop? Yes. Optimism is an example. They did an airdrop at first. They did airdrop for people, and then after about 3 months, I think they noticed that the project is actually dying a little. People actually sold most of the airdrop they got, so they actually had to do another airdrop again. As I said, airdrop is a marketing strategy. So immediately they did another airdrop like this, people started using optimism again, and now top projects are actually using optimism to build their project. One of the projects we are going to farm is Base. Base is a blockchain created by Coinbase, if you know Coinbase Exchange or Coinbase Wallet. So Base is actually their decentralized blockchain, their decentralized aspects. Base is a centralized exchange. So they created, I said Base. Coinbase is a centralized exchange. So they created Base to be their decentralized blockchain. So Base is actually using the optimism, what OP stack. It's called OP stack. I don't want to use a lot of crypto terms. So it is Base actually built on optimism. It is built using optimism. If you understand what I mean, it is built on optimism. Let me say it like that. It is built on optimism. So a layer 2 is being built on a layer 2, right? So this is that about can existing projects actually do airdrop? Yes, they can. Optimism has shown us that existing projects, and I'm looking at Sui. There's a possibility that they will do an airdrop again because they did not reach the potential they were meant to reach. When we were actually comparing Sui and Aptos, before any of them even did a drop, when we were actually comparing them, people preferred Sui to Aptos. But if you go on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko now, you will see that Aptos actually has over times 2 or times 3 of the market cap of Sui. And that is because of the way Sui did airdrop. There is one thing in crypto. If you actually try to play smart, or if you actually make your airdrop farmers or people that actually farm your project, if you make them angry, before your project would become the thing you want, you will have to do a lot of work. So people actually got annoyed or angry with Sui because of the way they did the airdrop. But me, I got the airdrop, and I was actually satisfied. It's not as if I want to really trade or do anything on Sui. So even if they do another airdrop, I'm looking at the criteria already to farm for the airdrop, and I'll still qualify. So it is about taking action. And an existing project can actually do an airdrop. Can our airdrop be farmed? My volume is low. Can't hear.
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm looking for other questions. Okay, what does it mean to mint an NFT? Minting an NFT just means taking an NFT or getting an NFT from the blockchain into your wallet. Let me say it like that. So in this case now, it is just a project creating an NFT. Just take it as a project actually building digital art, like a digital picture, right? And you trying to get the digital picture. So they can create 200,000. Let me just say as an example. They can create 200,000 NFT. That means they want to give it one each to 200,000 people. So the act of you actually going to their website and you click on mint is actually minting an NFT. So once you mint it, it is going to show in your wallet, right? I think I've explained it. It is simple now. So it is just you buying an NFT from the project's official website. It is different from you buying from a platform like OpenSea, like a marketplace like OpenSea. This is just you getting an NFT from the project's official website. That is minting. So getting it into your wallet. So that is NFT minting. And most of the time, if they want to use an NFT for airdrop, it is mostly free but limited. So if you don't see it fast, if you see it after 2 hours, it might be minted out, because I have people that actually minted like 10 Aptos NFT. Then they just mint on this wallet. So you need to actually be very fast when you're minting an NFT that has the potential of being used as an airdrop. Okay. Any other question? Please tag your questions or tag me to your questions, please, so that I can actually answer them. Is Catly airdrop a good project? Actually, I have mixed feeling on Catly. I've actually not gone through the whole project, but I see some people investing on it, and I will answer that question tomorrow. I will do my research on Catly, but because I see people actually putting money, and it looks more like a Ponzi to me than an airdrop. But I will check and I would give you a reply tomorrow. Crypto mining, can that be called an airdrop? It depends actually, but yes, because they are not paying any money for it, and most of the time it is also a marketing strategy. So yes, one of the minings that actually paid was Core, even though I did not do it, because once project starts mining like that, most of the time the the money won't be much. The money they'll give won't be much. So an example, I think an example is the core mining application. They did mining, and personally I don't like mining. I don't do mining. I just do blockchain project because I know that is where the real money is. That is the project that will give me $1,300 with minimum or very little work. So mining project actually do mining, and sometimes they pay, most of the time they don't pay. Look at Pi, for example. Now Pi has been in existence for like a long, I don't even think I can actually classify Pi as a crypto project at this point, because projects that they actually like created years after Pi has actually launched. So I don't know what they are doing. I don't really like mining, but mining can still be classified as an airdrop because they actually give tokens for free. If you are not paying for it, if they give you for free, it is an airdrop, basically. So that is it. Um, any other question? Any other question? Okay, someone has tagged me to a question. Okay, do airdrop have restrictions, like probably scheduled to a particular geographic region or restrictions to multiple accounts? Let me think. Have I seen some? No. Most times, no, because it is decentralized, and decentralization means they don't want to know who you are. They actually don't know who you are. What they know you are interacting with is your wallet address. So that is your address on the blockchain. No one cares about your picture. No one cares about your home address. No one cares about your country most of the time, right? So I don't think airdrop has any geographic region because it is built on the blockchain, and the blockchain is believed to be decentralized. So there's nothing like geographic restriction. But multiple accounts, there's a way they can actually mark you as a side bill. It is called side bill. Side bill means how do I put it? When they know you are actually farming like a bot. Project does not want to believe you are farming for the airdrop. They want to believe you actually got the airdrop fairly, by actually using them or by doing all of the things we've mentioned. So when you see a project, when I had 10 accounts on Sui, I did not do it on just one browser. I had to create different browser accounts so that they will not farm me for side view. Once they farm you for side view, you will not get the airdrop. So that is the kind of restriction that might happen. So if you are trying to farm for multiple wallets, you need to do it strategically. You can have two. If you check my system now, there was a time I had over 5 different browsers because I don't want to be farmed for side view. So that is it. You need to take care when you are doing multiple accounts. You need to
Oracle, your mic is low.
The mining someone talked about here. Someone explained the mining now. Now this one is actually kind of different from the mining the person was asking about. I believe the person that asked about mining is asking about projects like Core, Bondex, those projects that you just click a button on your phone every 24 hours. But the mining in crypto that the other person replied to using electricity and high computers is actually the mining that happens as a validator. In the case of blockchain and Bitcoin mining, all those kind of things, you need huge computers and high electricity. All those kind of mining, they are different from the mining that I answered, right? So, are there types of airdrop? Yeah, this is it. This running what's it called? A mainnet activity or testnet called retroactive airdrop, community participation. These are basically the types of airdrop. It's just the criteria or the strategy that they actually use to reward you. That will be called types or yeah, basically the types of airdrop. So, how can you list authentic? Please, can you list authentic airdrop sites? Yes, I would. I would list it tomorrow. I would show us where to actually see authentic project. And by authentic project, these are actually projects that actually have money or they raise money. That's how to know if the project is authentic. Basically, if you see venture capitals like Binance Lab, like Animoca Brands, huge venture capitals, if you see them investing in a project, putting money in a project, the rich won't put their money where it will vanish now, of course. So if you see them putting their money in projects, there is a there's a very high assurance that it is an authentic project. And if you farm for the airdrop, you would most likely get it. Any other question? Any other question? I think I've answered all questions. Yeah. The volume is very low.
The volume. Yeah, we can. Don't bother about the
Okay.
complaints.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let me open the group back. Was actually yes. And thank you very much, Crypto Oracle, for imparting your knowledge. On behalf of Sharp Academy students, I'm saying a very big thank you to you. And of course, we'll still be here for tomorrow's session. Throughout this week, will be available. So I believe everybody understood what Crypto Oracle taught us today. Everybody understood what Crypto Oracle taught us today. There's a particular sentence Crypto Oracle said at the initial stage of his presentation or of his session. He said, if you want to start your journey in Web3 or blockchain without capital, AIRDROPS is the perfect way for you to start. AIRDROPS is the perfect way for you to start. I believe maybe at the initial stage, you guys didn't believe you don't need the capital to go into the world of cryptocurrency. But after this session, if there's still anybody here that has this stereotype that before you can make it in blockchain or Web3 or cryptocurrency, you have to invest money, I want you to dead that belief now. Just let that belief die. Because almost like he said almost everybody he knows in the space started their journey with airdrops. Please let's mute our mic, youngster. I've actually removed like 5 people for unmuting their mics. That's not a very nice thing to do, because you are going to break the flow once your mic is unmuted, and you are going to distract whoever the speaker is. So as I was saying, he said airdrop is the perfect way to get your first $1,000 if you're here to make that kind of money. It's the best way for you to earn money without investing in cryptocurrency, in Web3, in blockchain. It's the best way for you to earn money. And he said there's one particular thing you have to give. The currency you have to give, the investment you have to make for you to earn from airdrop is time. Although you might be lucky, maybe it's your first ever airdrop that you participate in that is going to pay you. I've seen different scenarios like that. The guy participated in his first airdrop, and a few weeks after, he got chosen as the winners of the airdrop. I can't even remember the person, but I know something like that has happened before. So tomorrow, Crypto Rack will be taking us the part 2 of this session, and on Thursday, there's going to be practical. So this week, nobody is supposed to miss the sessions that will be taking place this week. Nobody, because I feel this is one of the most important weeks. This is one of the most important weeks in this educational program. Very, very important. I said it last week also that there's no reason for you to miss it. And another reason being that we are going to be taught by a professional in the space. And I believe everybody will agree with me that the way he explained to us, the way the examples he cited, they really made it easier for us to understand. Because I believe with this explanation, everybody even a primary school student should be able to understand this because it was so easy to comprehend. I believe so. So let me just drop the attendance form. Mm, I'm going to do that now. And the giveaway on task, please go and sleep. There's no giveaway today. And sleep. There's no giveaway. Once the form is filled up, we are going to call it a day. So give me a minute. The one week 4. Okay, I've just dropped the attendance form in the chat, so I'm going to pin it. Okay. And yes, I remember I gave some people gifts this morning. Although this set of people they won't know yet, but don't worry, a gift is coming your way. That's what I'll say. A gift is coming your way. That's what I'll say. So please fill up the form. Fill up the form. I'll be closing the form in the next 3 minutes.
Mr. Sharp. Hello.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is World Girlfriend's Day, I think.
Tomorrow is what? Girlfriend's Day.
Girlfriend's Day. Yeah.
Wala for who get girlfriend though.
What are you buying us? We female.
But it is man. You have no shame. You call yourself Coffee Bay and oh god, I'm even speechless. You know I didn't know your real name. So if you are not careful, I'm going to expose you in this chat right now.
No vex.
Can you imagine? All right, I'm going to.
Sharp press gift.
Yeah.
Sharp press gift tomorrow for girlfriend.
Amen. Amen.
We said get girlfriend so that we'll give them gift.
Okay. Amen. We'll do so. Don't worry,
I
we'll
said
do so.
give us gift so that we'll give our girlfriend. Not that we are giving you gift. Don't say amen.
Amen. Let me mute you. Okay. So yeah, and I was about to ask for. I can see every serious student are present. Every serious student I know, all of them they are present. So I actually have nobody to check on again. So 56 responses. I think that's fair. So I'll be closing the attendance form now. And yes, it's closed. So thank you guys for joining today's session. Tomorrow's class is going to be is definitely going to be better than this because you guys, editor, he said he's going to be sharing with us some things tomorrow. He's going to be sharing a screen with us. You can see most of the things he talked about, and he promised to answer a question regarding an airdrop. I think Catley airdrop. So if you don't want to miss out, kindly tune in for tomorrow's class. So have a nice night. Um, take care of your girlfriends tomorrow because I didn't even know it's actually girlfriends day tomorrow. Take care of your girlfriends tomorrow. Take them out. If you don't have money, just stay inside. Take some groceries and floating berries.
You to take your girlfriends out. You too, I beg. It's okay. You to take your girlfriends out.
All right.
Floating very sweet now.
Bye bye, guys.